We have to stand up as one voice. We have to put down our differences, respect each other, allow the people around us to think differently, allow them to have different beliefs, different ideas, different rabbit holes they're looking into, and just respect that and realize that we all face a common foe and that all that really exists within this entire social structure, no matter where you are on the food chain, is people. It's just people. All of the problems that we face are all coming from people who are actually people that we employ to do the opposite of what they're doing. And the greatest tool they've used against us is division, ladies and gentlemen, and that is why there has been so much division interjected into the movement in the last few years. And anybody who is promoting division, anybody who is saying we should not include this person because they have a different belief system to us, is doing the government's work for them. And you should step away from these people and unite with other people, unite with everybody around you, unite as one voice. You don't need a leader, you don't need a belief system, you don't need any of that stuff. What we need is freedom, and we have a real opportunity to get it, but we're also losing that opportunity. The window is closing very, very rapidly, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have very long to turn this around. We really don't. And sometimes I look at it, I try not to despair when I look at the state of the world, I really do. But as I said, when you can clearly see that the only real way out of this mess is through public unity, it does become quite despairing, because it's very difficult to find that unity anywhere. And everything this system does is designed to push us in the other direction and push the factions against each other. And they do it through rallies and groupthink. And groupthink is a very dangerous thing, but it is also a very effective mechanism for keeping the community divided. And all you have to really do is put people in a state of scarcity, put people in a state where they've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder, they're annoyed about something in their life, and they just want to get that pent-up emotion and express it some way. And they'll go and attack the guy next door if everybody else is doing it, even though it's a completely unrelated situation to what has caused their problems. It's just a way for them to expel some of that energy. And that's why they do it. That's why they put action movies and stuff out there as well, folks. These are all pressure relief valves. A lot of these rallies they have are pressure relief valves. You've got to do something like this to give people some sort of an outlet so they don't just explode. This is what ball games and sporting events are all about as well. They're all pressure relief valves, and if they didn't have these things, society would have imploded long ago. And to be honest, much of society is imploding now. Much of Western society is imploding anyway. America certainly seems like it's imploding. It's been really interesting being in LA for the last 2 months, ladies and gentlemen. It really has, just feeling the vibe here, seeing the people on the ground, the glazed look in people's eyes when you go out in the streets. It's very disturbing to see the level of programming that exists in people here. And it really makes you wonder if there's much hope for this country at all. The people of America really have to get involved. They really do. The poor people here are so brainwashed. They are fed the most ridiculous information by the media. They don't get the news here that we get overseas. The only hope that people in the United States really have of getting any real news at all is from the independent media. They certainly don't get any from mainstream sources. And the people on the ground are so caught up in the programming that it really does make you wonder if there's any hope for this country at all. None of it was true. All of it was a scam. All of it was done specifically to bring the world to exactly where it is today. None of this is by chance, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is planned. Everything is orchestrated. The entire global situation we see today has been completely orchestrated. There is nothing that happens on the global stage that does not happen by design. All of these governments collude with each other, every single one of them. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just who decides to play the enemy today, who decides to play the villain, who's going to have the war on their turf for a little while, where's it going to lead, where's the bucks, sign me up. That's what it's for. It's all about bringing about this whole agenda of control. They wouldn't be able to control you if they weren't wars. They wouldn't be able to control you if there wasn't an enemy. That is the entire reason for government, to create enemies. Governments can be created, then they war against each other, and the people suffer. It's never the governments, it's always the people. And this has been a long, long plan. It's been going on for centuries upon centuries. The slow plan for control of this entire biosphere, the slow plan for control of everything under the biosphere. That's the plan of the ruling elite, ladies and gentlemen, the ruling kakistocracy. They want to control everybody and everything. That's what it's always been about. It hasn't been about money, it hasn't been about wealth, it's been about control. want to be able to control every rock, every blade of grass, and every being, living or not, every animal, every bird, every drop of water, everything. That's what it's about. And that's what it's always been about. But now's the time, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to pay attention. This is the way we're going, and humanity is on the brink of a very, very new reality. And it's time we paid attention, because we are the ones that are going to shape the direction that reality goes. So the choice is up to you. It's up to each of us. We just have to realize that we've now come to that time in history where we are being required to make that choice. And don't let someone make it for you, because the choice of your future is yours and yours alone to make. Don't let that get stolen from you, because if it gets stolen from you, then you're also allowing it to be stolen from your children, and we don't want that. We have to show some responsibility for the situation we're in. We have to work to change it, or it's going to be our kids that suffer the future that we allowed to be created.
Help by spreading this message. Share with your friends, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications to stay updated.